Hi, my name is Reana, and I am the creator of Open Arms. Open Arms is an occupational therapy company that specializes in community wellness. I do readings, I do astral therapy sessions, I do sessions with kids, I do sessions with adults, I do sessions with families. It just all depends on what your needs are. A lot of that information or ways to contact me are below. So definitely check that out if you have any questions or leave a comment. So we're doing the messages or the reading for Taurus for the month of May. So let's see what we have. This is like my second time doing it, so I'm just at this point ready to do it. Message should we have for Taurus for the month of May? Excuse me. Oh. Oh my goodness. Now this wasn't happening none today. None. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. All right. So the cards that we have are Cancer, feel. Ah! Can you see this? Okay. Cancer, I feel. Jupiter, abundance in reverse. Fourth house, roots. And Grand Cross Provoker in reverse. Okay. So primary colors in this card selection are green and red. During the first one, just a little bit, the primary colors were more grounding colors. So I do want to go with that same energy of this feeling like it's not going to be an overwhelming kind of situation for you, but definitely something that's going to be different. The green definitely speaks to the heart chakra. The red speaks to the root chakra. And with the Cancer, I feel it being 7, that's potential ambitions, withdrawal, reflection, assessment, and knowledge. Another 7 here we have with the Jupiter, and then 28, which is 10, and then 47, which is 11. So 7, 10, and 11. So we got some knowledge that you got going on, but I feel like this is more so with a change of heart. I feel like your feelings around something is changing. Your feelings around how you are identifying abundance, how you are identifying peace in your life, how you're identifying wealth are the things that are changing. Also, with the fourth house in roots. So I didn't like the fact that the abundance was in reverse, but the fact that the fourth house roots came out, and to me, just that energy of the card and how it looks, it feels very fruitful. It feels like it definitely feels like abundance in a different kind of way. And then the Grand Cross Provoker, it's nothing like you're at ease. You see what I'm saying? Like there are things that you want, but as far as I feel like there's an understanding or there's a level of patience that has come over you. So that's also something. Okay. So yes, I feel like the material, the abundance has moved from material to familial. And just like that feeling of abundance, the feeling of security, of love, and all of those things, right? So let's see. Oh, my polish chipped. Dang. I'm not gonna mess with it. Okay. Clarify. Oh, okay. All right. So we have to clarify Cancer, I feel we have retreat. To clarify Jupiter in reverse, we have joy in reverse. To clarify fourth house roots, we have burden. And to clarify to clarify Grand Cross provoker, we have sexual energy. So let me look. There have been, I feel like in the past and really even now more so, like you're opening up when it comes to like feelings and the vulnerable pieces of it and accepting unconditional love. You're opening up to it, but you're still very guarded in the sense that you still have some, what's the word? Like some, like some notion or like preparing for the worst, basically. Like it could, like, yes, I'm opening up. Yes, I love this feeling, but I'm still like in a sense of wanting to protect myself, protect my own heart. So you're still a little guarded. And it's because you have a feeling, I mean, you feel like the love that you have to offer is so vast. It's so, it's so abundant that you need to feel absolutely safe and secure in order to give it to someone else. But really what it is that safety and that security that you're needing to feel is something that's within. It's not anything that's going to be jolted externally, but if it's ever going to be shaken up, it's going to be done internally, because what it is a feeling of like being triggered, like someone else's action triggers something inside of you that probably shakes up something that happened like within your childhood or in past relationships. Let's see. Clarify this group. I do feel like this past Scorpio moon kind of brought up or loosened up some stuff that you did need to address, or either you know it or don't know it. If you don't know it, it'll start to become more prevalent, and it's things that you have become like emotional about, or things that you are a little more sensitive to, and it's asking you to not push it to the side. You care for a reason, and like really asking you to be okay with caring, because it is what it is. Like, we want these things. You can't be a hermit forever. So the two cards that came out were the I'm gonna get this right one day. The 10 of Pentacles and the Hermit card. Okay, yes. By far the 10 of Pentacles, not by far, but the 10 of Pentacles are definitely a card that out of this deck that I love. And so the 9 of Pentacles also came out. The 9 of Pentacles, the Hermit card, and the 10 of Pentacles. Let me get one more. Excuse me. Oh, and yes, YouTube, we're not that familiar, but Instagram definitely knows that I'm unfiltered, all those things. So cues are, if I burp, then we've got a really good message going, but really no sounds are off limits, basically. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune, the 10 of Pentacles, the Hermit card, and the 9 of Pentacles. And this is saying you definitely want I feel like you've conditioned yourself to be self-sufficient. Anything that you need, even if it's love, I can love myself. I'm okay with being by myself. I've accepted it. I've accepted it. And you've become very comfortable in this hermit mode, but really your truest heart desire. I mean, Taurus is ruled by Venus. It's all about love. So your truest heart desire is to share that experience, that feeling with someone else or a number of someone else's, whether it's having a relationship and then building a family off of that, or being surrounded by family all together, just being very family oriented. But yes, disappointment is going to happen. It's an experience, right? It's nothing that should define our life. It's nothing that should cause us to continue to put borders up. And so with that Wheel of Fortune, where it once was a burden, a weight on your shoulders, a very uncomfortable situation, to the possibility of disappointment, now it's basically saying like it's okay. Everything is going to pan out, so it's perfectly fine. So still, put yourself out there. Be willing to have those up and down experiences when it comes to romance, or when it comes to disagreements with family, or when it comes to being very vulnerable with friends. Allow yourself to do that and to be that, because that's what we're here for. If your ruling planet is Venus and you're not participating in love, like, what are you really doing? What are you doing? Okay, so we have Jupiter abundance, joy in reverse, but all of them are like, both are in reverse. And oh, excuse me. So basically, oh, excuse me. So joy is 42, which is 6, which is harmony, serenity, and peace. Yeah. I feel like for a few years you have been like just comfortable with the fact of providing yourself with material things, or that was your love, that was your extreme self-care. Those were the things that you were participating in, but it's not enough. It's not enough. It's just not enough. Because all the things that you have gained for your life, all the things that you have called into your life or manifested into your life, you're really at the point where you want to share those experiences with others, either one other or a few others. Yeah. Okay, so, oh goodness. Okay, so whatever happened in the past, because we have the Four of Cups, which is a card, which is this one, she's by herself. And we have the Judgment in reverse. Okay. And we have the Five of Swords. And we have the Hanged One. Okay. You're bored, like in the love department, you're bored. But when someone asks you about it, when someone talks to you about it, you're very much in a position to where you can ignore it, neglect it, deny it. Deny it is the word I'm looking for, because you feel like there's a sense of peace that you do have with being by yourself. Like no one can disrupt that. No one can, disturb that. And it's little situations. There are a few isolated situations that I feel like you're using to justify this other need of like wanting to be by yourself. And it feels almost ridiculous. It feels like you're making excuses when that was a mindset of the old, and now you really don't feel that way. But and so life has been presenting you with people to to like motivate and encourage you out of this isolated situation, and you run them off with your communication. whether it being like, okay, well, if they're going to stick around, then I'm going to be as abrasive as I need to be, because if they're for me, then they're really going to be for me. That's cool. That's okay. Have these people audition. But what happens when you take it too far? What happens when it starts off as auditioning and, auditioning people for your life, to then it being complete self-sabotage, because that's also a thing. And self-sabotage is definitely done out of the fear of what we expect out of situations. I would change the way you communicate. You don't have this hard self-talk with yourself. And I feel like you shouldn't have it with other people, because other people aren't really in your life to prove that they're worthy to be around. They're really there to share this this level of experience with you. Allow that to happen. Okay. So we have the fourth house and roots, fourth house roots and the burden card. They're both the number 10. Yeah, that piece, that piece only goes so far. Now I feel like, especially when it comes to like being by yourself, that isolation. I want to see if you'll be able to see this card. Come on, there we go. You see how they're isolated, they're by themselves, but that burden, it feels like a burden. Now it feels like you're trapped in. You see what I'm saying? Now it feels like there's no hope for you to undo the decision that you feel like you were hell bent on living the rest of your life out with. So that isolation is something that you're wanting to come out of. There are conversations that you want to have with people that you're not able to have, just by yourself. You've gone as far as you can with the conversations that you have with yourself. Now it's like, other ideas are, welcome and warranted and a benefit. You've been asking for something. You've been asking for strength in relationships, strength in friendships. You've been asking for a soul partner. Oh my gosh. Look what the fuck just came out. Come on, come on, come on. Give it to me. Give it to me. Well, 2 of Cups. There we go. Almost had it. 2 of Cups. Yes. Praying for somebody, like something mutual. Definitely a soul tribe. But for whatever reason, because the 8 of Swords just came out, you're finding or trying to keep yourself from finding ways to run off this person. The 3 of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles. So we have 2s, 3s, and 8s. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So this whole I feel like you have the most trouble when you're by yourselves, because then you're weighing out these like pros and cons, or doing this because the 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so the cards that came out were the 2 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, the 3 of Cups, and the 2 of Pentacles. So I feel like a few things are going on, especially in relationships. There's a fear that you may not be okay with just one person for a longevity of time. And it's almost like you're talking yourself out of it. The 8 of Swords always talks about a person putting themselves in this uncomfortable position. Like the rope is loose enough, your legs are free, you can walk away from what you're surrounded by, but you put yourself in this situation to where it's a lot of mental turmoil. Yeah, the more the merrier, but there isn't an even percentage when you start to add more people into the situation. It becomes fractioned, it becomes diluted, and it loses its potency. It loses its genuineness in a situation. And so yes, you're ready to come out, you're ready to step out on the scene, but I feel like this is in a very official way. So not just like mingling and dating. This is, like in a committed way. That's one of the things that you're debating. If you want to step into a committed relationship, or do you kind of want to stay single so you can have the option of playing the field, having a roster, being for the streets, you know, those kind of things. But I feel like it's nothing you really want, but it is an option that you always want to have. But I also feel like that option isn't what you no, you just want to have that option. That's not where your heart is. That's not, because your heart, a Cancer is very like loving. They want to love. That's where your heart is right now. It's open. I feel like Taurus rules the heart chakra too, if I'm not mistaken. Damn. So yeah, your heart wants something very, you know, that's for you, because as like, and also let's be honest, because Taurus has a tendency to, yes, they're loyal, but they're also possessive, but they don't want anyone to be possessive over them. And it's like, well, shit, you can't have both, all of it. You can't have everything. But what they really want is a relationship, a committed relationship. If we take out the word committed, we can say a relationship that's specifically designated to them. Hey, if it works, it works. Cool. Let's get this other card. So we have Grand Cross, because I could speak on this column all day. We have Grand Cross Provoker, and we have Sexual Energy. Grand Cross Provoker is in reverse. Yeah, there, like lately there have been some things you've been wanting to explore, experience sexually, like you got some new tricks up your sleeve or some new ideas you want to try out. And it's definitely, I feel like something that you would much rather do with one person, because sexual energy for this one is 7. Potential ambition, we just read over those. Withdrawal, contemplation. Yeah. And it's like, you don't want to do this with everybody, because then it's not, it's almost like 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 a case study instead of like a whole trial experiment. You just want to have like just one person you want to try this thing out with, this thing out with. You got this very imaginative way participating sexually, and you got some things you want to try, but you don't want to overdo it. Someone very significant to you has a birthday in May, or your birthday is in, maybe you're a May Taurus. Why was that? Why was that like that? Okay. Y'all gotta stop this. All right. So you got the Hierophant, you got the 2 of Swords, you got the 5 of Pentacles, and you got the 4 of Wands. But the 4 of Wands came out in reverse. And I wanted to know why. Because I don't feel like you wanted to be in reverse. I feel like you wanted to be upright, but it came out with 2 major arcana, which is the Chariot and the Justice card. Listen, you got to give it up. You got to let go. Okay. Prepare yourself to go into a relationship. If there's someone that is present, that's going to heighten the speed of it happening. If there is no one around that is present that you feel is a prospect, you have some time. I feel like you have a few months, but it definitely is going to happen, because that is what your heart requires, regardless of what your mouth is saying, what you're actually communicating. Your heart is sending out that vibration to like wanting something solid, wanting something consistent, wanting something guaranteed. And you're really at the point to, if it's the right person, you'll definitely go through the struggle with them. And if it's not that, it's somebody you want to experience the 4 seasons with. So maybe like vacationing for the summer, even vacationing in the winter, like on some cabin ski trip type of stuff. But yeah, you definitely, that's where we are for the month of May. And then the chariot is ruled by Cancer again. So Cancer is coming up pretty strong. And I feel like it is that love, that Cancer brings out of the water signs, because your sister is Scorpio, and that's a water sign, but you're looking for a softer experience, especially paired with that Venus. You can have it. It's just you yourself that's holding up the process, because you can definitely have all the things that are mutual. You can definitely have all the things that how you want it to be. You just have to mentally show up differently. You also have to stop self-sabotaging certain situations. But by all means, Taurus, you can have the love that you want. You can have the sexual rendezvous that you want with just one person, and it'd be okay. All right, we made it. If you love this, if you have any comments, I'm used to seeing the comments right off back, but if you have any comments, please leave them below. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Share, 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 and I will see you guys next time. Bye.